Doo-doo-doo. Is this thing working? I'm just staring at the screen trying to figure it out. Hey everybody. I just felt like coming on live. I taught a yoga class on Zoom and got such a Let's see, how the heck does all this work? Hi, welcome. I just felt like coming on live after teaching a yoga class. Maybe you already heard this, and felt the love from the beautiful people that were there. So I thought I would pop on here on all the things and give a little mini concert and share a few new songs off the album that's coming out in February. I don't go live very much, so I'm a little nervous, but I hope you like the songs, and welcome to my little house. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's in the air, it's in the water. Every time I turn around, another day has come and gone, another bird has left the nest, another fool has failed the test. Every time I walk along the water's edge, my footfalls land, only soon to be erased. Wave crashes in, washes away. Every time I look abroad, the freshest sea, a ship has sailed, another land, another life, another birth, another death. The wildness, the wildness, the wildness of living and dying. The wildness, the wildness, the wildness of living and dying. Another day, another dollar to the grave and rolling over crevices and glacial melts, cries of grief to ringing bells. You're crying at your face, your hands smooth soft skin with wrinkles now, revere the youth on pedestals. We're all headed in the same direction. The wildness, the wildness, the wildness of living and dying. The wildness, the wildness, the wildness of living and dying. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's in the air, not yet, my friend. Hey there, happy Saturday. I don't know if anyone's even out there, but maybe. I'm streaming on a few different methods, and I don't really do this very often. Welcome. I guess I'll repost this too, but I'm Mary Bew, and I am singer-songwriter based in Minneapolis, working on putting out my 9th album. And this morning I just taught a yoga class on Zoom, and my students that were there I just felt super the love from them. So I want to shine some more love out to everyone through all the platforms. I am I'm about 1 week into a Kickstarter campaign to raise funds for my brand new album called The Wildness of Living and Dying. And it is a very vulnerable thing to put yourself out there to try and fundraise for your art, because I don't know about other artists and musicians out there, but it's a constant game of self-promotion, which feels, I'm used to it by now because I've been doing it for 25 years, but it's takes a lot of energy and a lot of, it's kind of depleting to be shouting from the rooftops all the things that we're doing. So here we are again. I am in the middle of this campaign to put this album out into the world in a greater way. And the way Kickstarter works is you make a pledge and you get an item. It's not like a donation. You get like a CD, if you even have a CD player anymore, or you get a vinyl album, or I have a guitar that is special that I'll sign and have all the merch items, t-shirts, handwritten lyrics, house concerts, all that stuff. And then you are part of this album coming to life. So the album's already done, and I'm feeling the pressure and the vulnerability of putting these songs out into the world, because they all are very surrounding of a very hard incident that I lived through. And I'm going to have to talk about that a lot. And that makes me feel like a lot of tension, but also like a compulsion to do that, because maybe this way of processing the trauma that I went through could reach other people who experienced also violence in the world, which there's so much of that. So I'm going to sing a song. The long and short of it is I was carjacked outside of my house right here, and it was by 2 teenage girls, and it was in November 2020, and it really threw me into a very dark place for a long time. And I had visions and fantasies of just being able to go out and sleep with the deer in their little foresty nests, and wishing that the deer would welcome me, which of course that wouldn't be good, but like in the Snow White of my mind, if I could do that, it felt safer to be with the deer than in my own house. So this is called Bedding Down with the Deer. It'll be on the new album, and you can support the album through Kickstarter if you want. All right. You're gonna throw it in my eye. You're gonna make a child cry. You're gonna dig a deep trap. Well, I'm not falling for that. Been spending most of my nights bedded down with the deer. Soft padded pillows of grass and their warm bodies near. I feel safer with the deer than the lights of the city, safer than my corner, safer than my own damn bed, safer than my own head. Take your sweet time. There is no rush. We won't leave you behind. At least not the ones you should love. Rest as long as you need. Sleep as deep as you can. Reach when you need a hand. We'll do our best to understand. Take your sweet time. There is no rush. We won't leave you behind. At least not the ones you should love. Rest as long as you need. Sleep as deep as you can. Reach when you need a hand. We'll do our best to understand. We'll do our best to understand. There is no rush. We won't leave you behind. At least not the ones you should love. Yeah, hi. Thanks for watching this live if you're out there. Happy Saturday. And that song was called Bedding Down with the Deer. And I wrote it in response to not feeling safe in my house because of a traumatic incident that happened right outside, and how I would feel safer sleeping with the deer if they would let me, and if they would love me. But that's not nature's way. They would probably be really mad if I tried to go be in their nest with them. Anyway, I'm trying to raise awareness and hopefully, I don't know if convincing is the right word, but asking for help, I guess. So I've recorded this album. I put everything I had into it, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I have an incredible band, producer, and now I have an opportunity to work with a publicist who's so rad. There are so many beautiful publicists I've worked with and that are local, and I'm so grateful to them, of course. And I just got an opportunity to work with a different one who's based in Los Angeles, and she is publicist to one of my heroes, Juliana Hatfield, which is a really big deal. And she's up for working with me, and I really want to hire her. And also, the Kickstarter will help to get the vinyl printed and other things that help, and another music video. So why, why be a part of this? So Kickstarter, the thing with Kickstarter is, it's all or nothing. So if the funds don't get met, then no money, your cards don't get charged, and no money is given towards the project. So it's a lot of work, and it would be mortifying. It's already kind of mortifying to put myself out there in this way, because I really didn't want to do another one. But especially mortifying if I don't reach my goal. So if you want to be part of this, I'd be super grateful. You can pre-order the vinyl, you can order the vinyl, CDs, lyrics, all of that. I'm going to sing another one. This is the single that we just put out called Right Now. And it's streaming everywhere on Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music. And yeah, situated here. The video is out. You can watch it in the campaign of the Kickstarter, and it's also on the YouTube and everywhere. So with this one, I invite you to come into your moments wherever you are randomly watching this on the social media, and maybe just take a look around and notice what's going on inside, and then move out a little bit and see what's going on outside. Everything under the sun is happening right now. Grateful you're here watching. Right now the earth is radiating beauty. Right now someone walks in jaw-dropping splendor. Right now someone's digging a grave and throwing in flowers. Right now new lovers make love before work. Right now someone cries bitter tears in a courtroom. Right now a fire is burning in the streets. Right now the moon is waxing to fullness. And right now a woman sits leaden with grief. Right now the sunflowers droop heavy-headed. Right now the bed of Minnehaha is dry. Right now the ravers are cracked out from dancing. And right now someone lays still through an MRI. Right now a child is practicing the piano. Right now they're washing the streets in New Orleans. Right now a baby is crying without stopping. And right now a woman sits leaden with grief. In Bali, the incense is wafting into the storefronts. Motorbikes are all gassed up, waiting for a ride. Right now the geese and the swans and the butterflies feel the call of nature and take to the sky. The funeral pyres will never be empty. The Ganga flows on past sheets drying on the ghats, and the hospital beds revolving so quickly with accidents, illnesses, ailments, and deaths. The spruce and the juniper fragrant the forest. Right now the marigolds stand neon before the frost, standing alone before an infinite ocean. Right now the seashells compress into sand. Your head hurts, your heart hurts, your hands hurt, your mind hurts. The day's grand, the night's fly, the tall trees, the big sky. Right now the forest, it beckons your silence. Just stand alone amongst the tall pines. 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 Right now the forest, it beckons your silence. Just stand alone amongst the tall pines. 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 Whew. Yeah. Whatever grounds you, my friends. Yeah, that song's called Right Now. That's from the brand new single that we just put out. It's streaming everywhere, and the video's out on the YouTube. And I'm here to share about this Kickstarter campaign for the new album. And this is kind of how we do it now, independent musicians. Since I'm not going to go into a dark spiral about the music industry, but since streaming has happened, it's so amazing and I love it. It's incredible, everything at our fingertips, right? But since that has happened, it has changed the flow of energy exchange because people are not really buying CDs or vinyl as much because you're subscribing to a service. And so the payout with that is very minuscule and it's hard to, truly like making this album is, it's not profitable. It could be, but it's really a labor of love. It is kind of like like making this album is like the amount of a down payment on a house, which is wild. But it's worth it to me. I believe it's the best thing I've ever made. And it would mean so much to me if you felt like checking out the album campaign through Kickstarter and even $10 for the download. Like right now, a coffee is like $10 or a pint of IPA, you know? So if 100 of you told 10 of your friends and all of you got a download for $10, it would be like almost funded. So, and if you've ever, I just want to say Kickstarter is for anyone and anyone's creative project. So it is a very, very cool platform. And I'm so grateful to share that they've chosen this project of mine, this album project, as one of the projects that Kickstarter loves. So it's a Kickstarter project they love. That's never happened before. So I'm really honored about that. And so if you have a creative endeavor, if you're making an album, if you're writing a book, if you have an app that you're designing, if you have, an art show you want to do or whatever, you can launch a Kickstarter and invite your friends to support you in the work that your heart really wants to make in the world. It's a super vulnerable ask. I don't know, putting myself out there like this, I've done it a lot. I've been doing it for 25 years. It's just never gets easy. It never gets easier. But it's how it is. So thank you for your time. I'm going to sing one more. And I hope you love the new album. It's coming out February 7th. Regardless if this Kickstarter gets funded. Again, if the Kickstarter doesn't get fully funded, none of the money comes through and your cards won't be even charged. So it's like a gamble, you know? But if you have liked my music at all throughout this life, $10 for a download would mean so much to me. And if you told your friends about it, I would be so extremely grateful. Very important project, very healing project for me. And hopefully for people who listen. I would never claim to be a healer. Music has healed me. Not fully. It's always a healing spiral. But music has been cathartic for me. Art has been cathartic for me. Poetry has been healing. Writing, visual art, everything helps me get through the day. And I hope with my offering of this music that this music might help you get through the day if it resonates with you. This one's called After the Disaster, and I'll leave you with this. After the disaster, were you broken? Were you misunderstood after the disaster? Did they tell you time to move on like they wish you would after the disaster? Were you open like a bloody gushing wound after the disaster? All the nightmares for the children of the world, but after the tower comes the star, and after the night comes the dawn. Left my body, left my life, left my heart out to die. But after the tower comes the star. After the disaster, were you achy? Did you have terrors in your sleep? After the disaster, did your heart break? Allow more darkness to creep? After the disaster, you compounded pain on top of pain. After the disaster, you were naked in the frozen pouring rain, looking for your keys in the dark. The highway screams inside your heart. I left my body, left my life, left my heart out to die. And the vultures are picking, they're sucking my blood. Like after the night comes the dawn. After the disaster, oh, life goes on. Ooh. After the disaster, life goes on. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're out there, if you've ever come to a show or bought an album or supported any other Kickstarter or Patreon or whatever, I'm so grateful to you for being part of my journey and this journey that is putting music out and people listening, and the give and take and the dance of that, which is so delicate. And I have such a trouble asking for help, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for people that have supported my work, and it's really vulnerable. And if you've ever put out a project and asked people to support it, maybe you understand how fucking vulnerable it is. But I believe in it, and I hope you love it, and I really can't wait for you to hear it. All right, have a beautiful weekend. Love, take really good care of yourselves, and hope to see you out there soon.